Welcome to the Storyteller's Haven channel. The sun had just set as the Stevens family pulled into the driveway of their new home, an imposing Victorian house that seemed to loom over them. Weeds curled at the edges of the cracked pathway and the shutters creaked ominously in the breeze. Sarah, the youngest daughter, squinted at the house, her heart pounding with a mix of excitement and trepidation. "Mom, it looks a little spooky," she said, clutching her stuffed rabbit tightly. Her mother, Lydia, smiled encouragingly, though she too felt a shiver run down her spine. "It's just old, honey. We're going to make it beautiful." David, the father, chuckled, trying to lighten the mood. "Don't worry, Sarah. It just needs a little love. Besides, think of all the adventures we're going to have here." As they entered the house, the air was thick with dust and the scent of aged wood. The foyer revealed a sweeping staircase that twisted into darkness. Lydia turned on the light, revealing faded wallpaper and a chandelier that flickered ominously. "Look at this place," David exclaimed, briefly enamored by its charm. "We could renovate it and turn it into something incredible." "Right, without a ghost haunting us," joked Amanda, the teenage daughter, rolling her eyes. She was already scrolling through her phone. "Ghosts aren't real, Amanda," David replied, laughing. But a chill flew through Lydia as she heard a faint whisper, as if someone or something were talking. Over the next few nights, strange occurrences began. Sarah often claimed to see figures flitting past her bedroom door. "Mommy, I saw someone in the hallway," she insisted one evening. Lydia knelt down to Sarah's level, her eyes full of concern. "It was probably just your imagination, sweetie. The house is new to us. It's just a little scary." But the whispers grew louder. Lydia awakened one night to the sound of soft crying. She followed the noise to Sarah's room, but the girl was sound asleep, her rabbit resting beside her. The sound faded into nothing, leaving Lydia clenching her fists to steady her nerves. "Did you hear that?" she asked David one morning over breakfast. David's expression shifted as he looked up from his coffee. "You too? I thought it was just stress from moving." "What do you mean?" she pressed. "The other night, I thought I saw a figure at the end of the hallway. I thought I was just tired." His face mirrored her concern. That night, the family gathered in the living room, the atmosphere heavy with unease. "We're a family," David declared, trying to take control of the fear. "Whatever this is, we'll face it together." As Amanda rolled her eyes, Sarah whispered, "I think it wants to talk to us." "Who?" Amanda shot back. "The ghost?" A few days passed, and every family member experienced something peculiar. David found doors ajar that he was sure he had closed. Amanda's music would suddenly turn off in the middle of a song, and Lydia discovered that cabinets often opened on their own. One brisk evening, after another unsettling day, they sat down for dinner. "All right, let's talk about this," David said, setting his fork down. "What's really going on?" "I think it's a little girl," Sarah piped up. "I feel sad when I see her, like she needs help." "Help? From a ghost?" Amanda scoffed. But Lydia saw something in Sarah's eyes, a conviction that made her heart ache. "We could try to communicate," Lydia suggested hesitantly. David raised an eyebrow. "You mean like a séance?" "No, more like talking to her," Sarah replied, a glimmer of determination lighting her face. That night, they all gathered in the living room, lights dimmed. Sarah brought her stuffed rabbit, holding it tightly. "If you're here, can you show us you're real?" she called out nervously. A sudden gust of wind rattled the windows, and the room grew icy, causing them all to huddle closer together. "Is that you?" Lydia asked, her voice barely above a whisper. A soft voice echoed, barely audible. "Help me." Everyone exchanged terrified glances. "What do you need help with?" David asked, steeling himself. "Find the locket." The voice trailed off before disappearing entirely, leaving a suffocating silence in its wake. "What locket?" Amanda asked, her tone now serious. "We should search the house," Lydia insisted, fear and determination intermingling. "There must be something here." They spent hours searching the dusty corners of the house, lifting furniture and digging through old boxes. Finally, in the attic, behind a rotten beam, Lydia found an ornate locket, its chain rusted but beautiful. As Lydia held the locket in her palm, the air felt lighter. "I found it," she breathed. "I think this belongs to her." They gathered again in the living room, where they could almost feel the presence nearby. "We found this," Lydia said softly, putting the locket on the table. Silence cloaked the room, and then a warmth enveloped them, heavy yet comforting. "Thank you," the voice whispered, softer than before. In that moment, the atmosphere shifted, and Lydia felt a wave of relief wash over her. "Is she gone?" Amanda asked, looking surprised but relieved. "I think so," David said slowly. "Whatever was here, we helped it find peace." Sarah smiled as if she could feel the change lifting her rabbit. "She's happy now." From that night on, the house felt different, livelier, with warmth replacing the chill. They finally felt at home, having confronted their fears and shared in a mysterious bond that tied them to the spirits of the past. As the days turned into weeks, the old house became a sanctuary filled with laughter and love, the whispers of sorrow replaced by memories waiting to be made. And in the dead of night, when the wind howled just right, faint giggles could be heard dancing amongst the shadows, a reminder that they were never alone. If you liked the story, please encourage us with a like, subscribe to the channel, and invite your friends to grow your channel.